from Julio Cruz and Gaylord Perry to Alvin Davis and Harold Reynolds to father and son back-to-back bombs. From Junior J, Joey, and Edgar with Randy, A-Rod, Dan, and the Sheriff to Ichiro Moyer and Mikey C to King Felix, Kyle Cruz, and Cano to the present with Julio, Gilbert, Kirby, and Cal. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. Gotta give a huge shout out to Indy. We are not going live tonight. RG, tell them why.
Do I have to do the nice version or can I say it how I want to?
Take it, to be real with the people. Be real with the people.
Can I keep it real, son? Can I keep it real, son? Nah, Indy and Darby did the thing today. So for those of you who've been following us for a while, you know the Vaden podcast service is ran by a lovely couple out of Nashville, Tennessee, Indy and Darby, and today is their wedding day. So a big shout out to them holding it down out there. Unfortunately, me and Tyler didn't get a chance to make it. Work schedules got in the way, but I'm sure Darby was up there killing it in her dress. I'm sure Indy was up there shaking in his boots. So congratulations to him, man, and we're glad that you've let us be a part of your podcasting family and look forward to a good journey working with both of you throughout the rest of this.
No doubt, man. That's a marriage at Vaden podcast services. That's a wonderful marriage at Vaden podcast services, bringing the show to life, RG. So we came without the live show. We can't wait to kick it with the homies next week. But bro, let's just get into it right away, man. It is the best season in Mariners history with an extremely disappointing and frustrating finish. Talk to me, man.
This has to be the best season in Mariners history, and I know it's not 116 wins, but that team didn't do what this team did. This team got within 9 outs. Got within 9 outs of getting us to someplace that we've never been before. Man, it leaves a disappointing taste in the mouth. It really does. Just because 24 years to get back to this moment is an extremely long time.
Mm.
I'm 42 years old. I was 18 the last time that the Mariners played for a league championship. No man knows the time or his hour. And 24 years in the future could be a very long time. We don't know where we're going to be the next time that this thing can possibly happen. And you have to seize all these moments when you get them. Just, I hate to be that. I hate to be that guy. You know, I love hip hop lyrics, but you only get one shot, and unfortunately, we missed our chance to blow.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
This opportunity came. The opportunity came, man. It was there, and we just didn't have enough at the
end. They gave it a damn good try, though, man. I'll give them credit for that. But RG, you were adamant about a huge weakness in Game 7 at the plate. Talk to me about this huge weakness. I know you know what I'm talking about here, man.
It's the fact that we can't get runs across the plate without hitting the ball 450 feet. It killed us throughout the course of the regular season. And I say it killed us, and someone would say, oh, but we finished in first place and we had more wins than Astros. That's fantastic. The difference between why we're not playing tomorrow night and the Blue Jays are is because we are 24th in producing runs and dead last with hitting with guys in running position, scoring position. You cannot have that. You absolutely can't. If you looked at what killed us in the 2 games in the 2 of the 3 games in Seattle, it wasn't Guerrero. It wasn't Springer, because they hit home runs in a position you could bounce back from. But when you let Andres Jimenez come to town and hit 2 back-breaking home runs against you, that should say something to you. And that dude's not up there trying to hit the ball for him. He's just trying to hit the ball where it pitched.
Yeah.
And like the old Scott Rowland saying goes, a home run is a double gone wrong.
Mm.
I hate listening to it's a pitcher's park. It's a pitcher's park. It's hard to hit in. But yet, these guys who come in with the offensive philosophy of we're just going to hit the ball seem to do extremely well, except the guys who play in the home field dugout.
Oh, and Toronto got it done at Toronto too. So it travels. But here's the thing, RG, is the home run is a critical component to winning baseball games, but it can't be your only pitch, man. It cannot be your only punch, bro. We have the one haymaker. We can't jab. We can't dodge. We can't weave. And that became an issue, man, because I'm looking at it here, dude. And I wanted to see what really went wrong in the series, dude, because the Mariners did hit plenty of home runs. But guess what? In game 7, they were solo home runs. Toronto knocks in a 3-run homer. Those critical moments, like you said, runners in scoring position, RG. In the ALCS, the Mariners are 9 of 42. Good for a 214 average. We hit 214 with runners in scoring position, RG. Toronto was 17 for 68. Good for 250. It's nothing sexy, but you'll take 250 over 214 every day of the week. And to top it off, when I look at this difference, RG, Toronto had nearly double as many hits as the Mariners with runners in scoring position, and they had 26 more at bats with runners in scoring position. So you're facing good pitchers, man. Matt Brash, he's going to get you out sometimes. But guess what? The more knocks you have, man, 26 more at bats with runners in scoring position, a vastly better batting average, a vastly better performance, and the Mariners were right there and could have won it in the end.
26 more at bats. How many outs in a major league game on one side of the coin? How many outs do you get as the offensive team? 27. So you're saying that they got a whole game more of offensive production than we did in the 7-game series.
Yeah, and the opportunities knocking, man. You got to give yourself and 68 at bats with runners in scoring position to 42, RG. 68 to 42. No shit, they won the series.
How many more times did we strike out to them? I'm sure we doubled them in strikeouts.
I want to say it was about 70 to 30, dude. Over double.
I can't buy into this. The home run is necessary. The home runs are hard to happen. Home runs are absolutely hard to happen. Kyle Raleigh hit 60 of them. Bryce Harper barely had 15, and Bryce Harper's the one you fully expect to have 20, 35 a year. It's hard to hit a home run, especially with the way that these guys throw. Make solid contact should be the name of the game, and let the ball do the play. They got more out of the bottom of their lineup than we did.
Yep.
Absolutely more out of the bottom of their lineup than we did. Just we've been sold on playoff Randy, and his bat started coming around at the end, but it was a little bit too late for us. Victor Robles that injury at the beginning of the year just completely threw him off of what his game is, because we don't expect that from Victor. He's a good hitter. He's a good hitter, but not having a full season to get acclimated to the game just hurt him real bad. And then we don't really have any backup firepower. My Albuquerque homie, just you expected him to do something, and he hasn't been a damn thing for us since he came over from Texas. Then Leo Rivas, a good story, but not enough at bats to be able to make it happen. Him and Robles, I want to check the numbers, but him and Robles probably ended up with the same amount of bats this year, pretty damn close with the amount of time that Robles missed. Nothing really from Luke Raley. Just got as good as we could get from Dom Canzone, but a $1.58 at the end. I mean, lower than that. What was it? 57 cents is what that boy was hitting at the end of the season.
Real talk, man.
Not enough from the guys who helped Toronto get over the hump, and we got nothing in return from it. And well, I know we'll get into this, man. But our pitching, man, our pitching. I am let down by that pitching staff.
Yeah.
I really am let down by that pitching staff. Bryce Miller earned his paycheck. And for one game, Kirby did too. I was saying in our off mic conversations, every time LOG to OG, triple OG, gangsta, read all about it. Every time he had the ball, you could just see the uncomfortableness in him.
Mm.
Whether it was the injury, whether it was him being taxed, he just was not that guy after the Detroit series. And just painful to watch him have to go through that. Because that's probably my favorite Mariner right now was LOG to OG, triple OG, gangsta, read all about it. But I just, it was, and they were saying you're just being too hard. I was like, no, you can see it. You can absolutely see it. And then this philosophy about you don't want to let a lineup see you the third time. Let's talk about the other team that's in the World Series right now, the Dodgers.
Oh.
Yamamoto says, fuck you when it comes to that theory.
Wow.
Yamamoto says, kiss my ass. That theory is bullshit because the hardest thing in sports to do is to hit a round ball with the round bat. And that guy has gone up there dominating. There's no thought of taking him out in the sixth. He's not up there looking labored or looking in the dugout to see when you're coming from him because I'm mentally conditioned now in this day and age that I can only throw 6 innings. Because I've been told by a nerd who can't do anything except type on his computer that I can't throw more than 6 innings, so that's what my thought process is. Yamamoto doesn't think like that. What? I came to work today? I got time. Let's punch this clock and get these motherfuckers out. And just, no matter what happened. Toronto had a good inning against him. They worked the count. They got his pitches up. Not one thought that, I'm gonna stay up here until I'm gonna stay up here and throw this ball until I'm goddamn finished with his mentality. Yet everybody else has adopted this 6.5 is enough for him. Let's not burn his arm. It's game 7. Why not let Kirby go? Or if you are going to bring Wu in that position, why not let Wu keep going? And if you are then going to make the move, why skip Brash and bring in Bizzardo? And I know Bizzardo had been good. Bizzardo fucking had been pitching his ass off. But in this high-level situation, you go with your best. And we win with our 3rd best receiver and fucking George Springer of all people.
Sheesh. Okay, I have another huge factor in the ALCS RG, and it's in total reference to what you were just talking about, man. And for y'all that don't know, I could see why some Seattle fans might not want to pay attention to the World Series right now. Yoshi Yamamoto is now 2 straight games, complete games, 1 earned run apiece. I mean, we're talking epic proportions dealing, but here's a critical factor, RG. We've been talking about in many situations down the stretch for the Mariners. We've been seeing too many meatballs and not enough quality strikes. Well, Yamamoto's not just throwing quality strikes. We're talking about damn near perfect strikes. 97 hissing away from the left-hander at the very bottom corner of the outside corner. Just beautiful technician work. But okay, so all that to say, RG, the Mariners starters averaged 3.87 innings an outing in the ALCS. Gross. Toronto averaged 4.86. So that's nothing to yell and cheer about neither, but Toronto on average got almost a whole inning more out of their starting pitcher, like you were referencing in game 7. I wish they did bring George Kirby out for the 5th inning. I believe George could have gotten the job done there. Then it's a 3-pitcher game with Kirby, Wu, and Munoz. We didn't get the length. We needed an extra arm, and we know Bizarro served up that meatball. Springer is a postseason legend, even though it kills me to say that, RG. But yeah, a lot of these problems also come down to our starters not pitching enough innings.
To deny what Springer is in the postseason is just denying baseball. That's just how it goes. Yes, he was a part of the cheating Astros team, but that guy has the 5th most home runs in playoff history, and a lot of them are first inning home runs. A lot of them come in big spots. If there's a bat that I trust in the playoffs, his name is George Springer, because there's just something about the moment is never too big for him. And Bizzardo, like I said, man, he deserved a shot, but I don't know if that's the spot that you put him in. You go to your best. You absolutely go to your best, and we failed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a choke job? The answer is yes.
Okay. Tell me why.
The answer is yes. When you make a history-making stat, only 3 other teams in 28 other occurrences had gone on the road and won the first 2 games on the road to then turn around and lose the series. Only 3 other teams before Monday night. You can't tell me when Gino hit that grand slam, you didn't think that we were going to go into Drake's house and get 1. All we had to do was get 1. I had Not Like Us ready, fired up. I don't even know any Blue Jay fans. And I was going to find some. I was going to be that guy who's the troll on Bleacher who goes into everybody else's community and just light their ass up. I was ready for it, man. All we had to do was find a way to win 1. And that to me is the problem with this analytical bullshit about the 3-run home run being the most valuable key to it. And it sucks because we got beat by the 3-run home run. But how did that inning shape up? The inning shaped up by them making solid contact. By letting the guy who's supposed to do it get up here to go do it. I was harping a JP swing all series. And like, take the hitch out of it. Take the fucking dip out of it. I know there's some time. I know twice now you've hit some pretty good home run. You've hit 2 game-changing home runs for us in the World Series. I mean, in the playoffs. So apologize. Take the dip out. That's not what we need from you. We need you to get on base. When Randy got on base, Randy used his speed to make things happen. Putting pressure on the defense and being that spark out there we needed from. We needed it with JP. Because we weren't going to get anything consistent from Robles. Rivas, that's asking a guy who had done who not enough, who just didn't have enough at bats to be able to really get up there. And even when he choked up on his swing, he uppercutted at the very next pitch, missing it by 10 inches. Just not built for that situation, man. And hats off to him for finally getting a shot to get it to dance. But then you look at your Savage, who pitched in 5 in every level of organized baseball it is this year, and outdueled the ace of our staff, and outdueled the ace of our staff in Game 6. No way that was supposed to happen. Yes, the OG, triple OG was coming off an injury and hadn't been himself this year, but you could just see it in him. It just wasn't there. And it was heartbreaking to watch, man.
Well, maybe we're going to find out in the coming weeks that some of these pitchers were pretty banged up and were fighting as hard as they can. The one thing I saw out of Logan RG is we didn't see that great snap, that sharp break that we have seen him dominate with for most of his career. So he is not the only pitcher that was running on fumes there. Matt Brash was running on fumes, even though he had good postseason stats. Gabe Spire, oh, that was disappointing. It feels like every time he got the ball, he gave up a big home run. Our boy Fergie, they didn't even bring him back in after his ER ballooned up to nearly 17, man. And you made some really valid points about the lineup, dude. And although, we just went at it hard about how this team did not capitalize a 214 average with runners in scoring position, is probably not going to get you to the World Series, RG. But Cal, man, hit 304 with a 1.081 OPS. Cal fucking
It is.
Raleigh. Cal Raleigh. Josh Naylor hit 340 with a 967 OPS. Fantastic. And Julio, his average is very low at 208, but an 809 OPS. At least he was a contributing factor. But I'm looking at the bottom of the lineup, bro. We got Dominic Canzone with the OPS in the 200s. OPS in the 200s. Man, we got Robles and Rivas under 500. I got JP Crawford and Randy
Right at the Mendoza
Arozarena.
line. Right at the Mendoza line.
We basically had three guys that were hitting and whatever we could get from anybody else. And I guess it just shows me, RG, however deep you think your lineup is, it's never deep enough when it comes to the postseason, bro.
Want to flip it? Let's flip the script on him. Addison Barger, 268, 889 OPS. Straw come in to pinch hit, 222, 52. But of course, he didn't play a lot. But he comes in, and that's still way anything better than our guys had. The one that upsets me the most, just because the Mariners captain and bleacher community is a huge fan of this guy, and now I kind of understand why. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, 238, 57% OPS. Jimenez, 263. Those guys produced when their name was called, and we didn't.
And you don't even need sexy stats, RG. We're just talking about you need your bottom of the lineup to go 1 for 4. But we have guys that have like 2 hits over 15 games.
And the third, what was it? The fourth, fifth, the sixth, the third, fourth, the fifth? Inning double plays constantly.
Yeah.
And bases loaded. It's not be frustrating, man. just frustrating, man. To be this close, but who you are gets exposed in these moments, and your strengths against their strengths, their weaknesses against your weakness. And as much as a weakness was their bullpen, because we were able to get to their bullpens and slots, us not being able to get the hit when it mattered. And like I said, it doesn't have to be sexy. A fly ball puts an extra run on the board with bases loaded. You can't get to bases loaded with one out and not get runs in. And when that happens to you in 3 consecutive innings, that's writing's on the wall. Writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
But, like we've said, this is the greatest Mariners season that they've ever had. 9 outs. 9 outs from breaking that string of being the only team to not make it to the World Series. And let's keep it honest. Everybody talks about 2001. Those guys went out 4-1 in the ALCS. The 2000 team did a better job in the ALCS than they did.
Damn right.
These guys pushed it to 7. Well, honestly, they didn't push it to 7. They got pushed to 7.
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And the only thing to make it, because if I say it's a choke job, you'll come up and give me an excuse why. And the excuses will point to the things that we're inadequate at. I don't know if you could justify inadequacies here. Even when we got the front office to do the thing that they never do, and they did the thing. Gino's feast or famine, man. But what he means to the dugout, just, I take it. I take it. But he did lead the American League in strikeouts since the trade.
He's not a young player either.
And he's not young. He's not young at all. Naylor turns out to be the gem of the midseason moves. And maybe we overthought the impact that Ferguson can have. There's no maybe about it. Ferguson was a bust.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up, RG, because the entire season I was pounding the table to get a difference maker at the end of the bullpen to pair with Munoz. And we didn't. I mean, kudos to the Mariners. I don't want to criticize them without giving them their flowers, man. Bringing in Suarez, bringing in Naylor, critical moves to get this team on the doorstep of the World Series. But not acquiring a Duran, not acquiring a Mason Miller. Those would have been the type of moves that would have saved the season, RG. If we're able to put in a Johan Duran in there instead of Bizarro, the Mariners are in the fucking World Series right now. I promise you that. And overall, I like what Dan Wilson has done, RG, but I really do feel that this was a major tactical error for the Mariners to put Bizarro in that exact situation. In a 162 game season, there's probably 160 of them where I'd say the correct move is Bizarro. But this is game 7 against a playoff titan. You have to roll with your best pitcher. To top it off, RG, I'm looking right now. Munoz gave up 0 earned runs in 8 1/3 innings of playoff work. What is so disappointing is series wide, we had Toronto on the ropes. We had them on the ropes. We're about to fucking win. They slither off. They advance to the next round. And they end up knocking us out at the very end. Tough one. And it's even tougher when you don't have your best player, or in this case, Munoz, your best reliever, to go in that exact moment. And it's eerily similar, RG, because Seattle has the most infamous bad play call in Super Bowl history. So it stings a little bit here, man.
That's tough, bro. It's really tough. It's really tough. I just in real life am not a glass is half full type of guy. I am a it didn't happen. And the dangerous part that we end up in now is falling victim to letting this be good enough. Because by all means, it's not good enough. Falling victim to we've earned some trust with the fan base. Now we got a couple years to figure this out. No, you don't. No, you don't. Your pitching staff is going to have to get broken up in order to get you what you need. You think we got 2 years left with Castillo? Sorry, we don't. We're going to have to start paying some of these dudes. We're going to have to pay Naylor to keep him at first. We're going to have to pay Jorge to keep him around in the lineup. And there's talk about them getting the bat from Japan. I don't want to say Superman's name and bring. You really think we're in a position to make that happen?
I'd rather go
Said
proven.
that payroll would stay. They say that payroll would stay somewhere around 165. It's a story we've heard before, but the one thing that the uncontrollable variable is what someone else is willing to do for the person that you want. We're not going to win any bidding wars. It's going to be real interesting to see how it is that this team comes rebuilt out of the winter meetings, and if we're really in a position to be able to be here again.
Mm-hmm. Well, RG, we're going to have to count on some young guys and try to bring a couple guys back. But you said it's going to look different, and it might have to.
It absolutely has to. It absolutely has to. I've always been asking the question, what's the point of having a high-ranking farm club if none of those guys can come up and make an impact? And I don't mean just a singular at-bat impact. I mean being able to come in here and give you numbers that Toronto's bottom of the lineup guys do. Because you can't tell me before the series any of us were talking about Clement And that guy's a white version of Vladimir Guerrero Sr. There's not a pitch that gets thrown that he doesn't think he could get the barrel of a bat on. It's a barger from the Seattle area. It's tough. And like you said, I don't want to not give them their flowers, because this is the greatest season that our Mariners have ever had. But the things that we're not good at, the it just sucks, because like I said, I don't look at it half full. I look at it as these guys in the front office now have some favor with the fan base, which is all fine and dandy. But what is it? Well, now I'm in a rush. I'm in a rush to get to March, to get to Peoria, to see what is it that we're going to run out with, because this isn't going to look the same. Polanco can write his ticket now. There's going to be a bidding war for Naylor.
Don't get it twisted, Archie. I think Naylor's going to be like a 5-year, $100 million. We are hearing about half that much on the live chat. I've been a little research, dude. Naylor's probably more a 5-year, $100 million type of player now.
I think it's harder to keep. I think it's going to be extremely hard for us to keep Naylor.
I think so too.
Yeah, but of the guys who are the free agents, is there a possibility we look at the board and see all of them walk?
We could absolutely.
The one we know for sure.
Absolutely.
The one we know for sure is Gino, right? The one we know for sure is Gino. That's no question about it. We're not there. There's love the guy. No way he comes back.
Okay, I got a question, Archie. I got a question then. We're just trying to fit the pieces of the puzzle in terms of staying under the budget, frankly. Would you rather have Josh Naylor, or would you rather have Gino and Polo?
I'd rather have Naylor.
Same.
I'd absolutely rather have Naylor. And I think that's the toughest down. I think that's the toughest safe to crack in this thing, because there's going to be a lot of bidders for a service. And that's no knock on him. And he doesn't owe any loyalty to the organization. That guy brought his skill set to South Beach, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's no he owes us for it. It would be nice to run it back, but that dude has earned the right to have a bidding war created for him. And with the way that they're throwing out hundreds of millions of dollars for it, go get yours, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, he had a fantastic run with the Mariners, man. He had a dream season to enter free agency, bro. He really did. Not only did he have a really, really good career so far at the plate, he had a really, really good year in his contract year and hit even better in the playoffs. Talk about playing big when the money's coming up, bro.
What you hope for.
Absolutely.
That's what you absolutely hope for.
Dream
that's
of
what you
it.
Absolutely hope for. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And cats off to it, man. Him and his family deserve it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I do want to give a little flowers though, man, again, because, and I think as we go forward with more episodes into the future, RG, we're going to look back at this season with more of a positive tone. But it was such a tough ending, man. I really thought the Mariners were going to go to the World Series at a certain point. I thought we're going to be able to lock them down. We're going to win 3-1. And one pitch destroyed all those hopes. Once again, huge shout out Bryce Miller, man. Although I was disappointed in every other starting pitcher, basically, Bryce Miller had an injured and statistically shitty season, Archie. He was the best starter in the postseason for the Mariners with a 2.51 ERA in 3 playoff starts. And I know we're trying to build a team, RG. We need to somehow go from ALCS to World Series, but it's great to know you have the best catcher and the best center fielder as starting pieces to go about this shit.
The moment that Andres Jimenez gets his sacrifice bunt to move Barger and IKF to second and third, Toronto had a 34% chance to win the game, and it actually had dropped a point based upon the percentages of it
Really?
with having those guys there. Once Springer put contact to the ball, Toronto had a 77% chance to win the game.
Damn. This is a game
On a
changer,
dime,
man.
bro.
Fuck.
On a dime.
Wow.
On a dime.
Ugh.
Real tough, right?
That's a brutal blow, man. And for it to be one of the former Astros too, it honestly chapped my ass even a little more.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, but Springer's a good ball player, man. Springer's a good ball player.
Always has been, man.
Whether I've said this about the Astros cheating scandal. Even if you know a 97-mile-an-hour fastball is coming, it's still hard to catch up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still faster than the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and I think that there was some cheating, sign stealing shit beyond what is legal within the game across baseball at that time. We know that somehow we heard about the Red Sox and the Apple Watches, and it all disappeared overnight, seemingly. We know Marcos Gonzalez was bitching one time about they knew some shit was going on at Fenway Park. I'm not absolving the Astros at all. You know, I'm always going to have a dislike and a disdain for them. But it feels like that there was a lot of people trying to get over in that situation. And when everyone's trying to get over, RG, we know these billion-dollar corporations, aka sports leagues, are going to sweep that shit under the carpet for sure.
I almost want to say the same thing about this gambling ring that's come out of the NBA, but that'll be for another episode.
We need to give that a full attention.
Full deep dive.
Full deep dive. Gotcha, man.
It deserves a full deep dive. Ah. Illinois escapes us once again.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Illinois escapes us once again.
It was a great ride, man, but what a disappointment. I mean, a week ago we were about to do an episode, and I thought we were gonna come on celebrating the Mariners going to the World Series. In a blink of an eye, it all changes. RG, it's the love and the pain that we sign up for when we want to follow these teams, man.
True. True. Life is a struggle and pain, and now it's time to see how the organization could bounce back.
Hell yeah.
Hell of a year by Cal Raleigh, man. I don't know if we'll ever see another catcher do what he did.
That's why they got to look to improve, RG. We got to look to improve, because if Cal hits 40 home runs, I'm not going to say he's a shitty player. That's probably what do we always say? Regression towards the mean, man. The Mariners cannot sit on their hands. You can't expect Cal to hit 60 again, even though I guarantee he'll be the best catcher in the game again next year.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. And maybe if we can find a way to get Julio going in June instead of July.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes, sir. 90 wins, 72 losses, 55.6 winning percentage. They got their math to work. And they wrote it. They wrote it for a long time. But one time isn't a streak. Neither is two. You got to do a multiple. And now it's up to you to put yourselves in the position to get it done. I think you have taxed out this window. And that's what really makes me sad about this. Is I think the best opportunity in this window over the last 4 years is gone now. And now it's up to them to get back to the drawing board and make it happen. And I hope they do it with some aggression and not arrogance.
Oh,
because to me, it's arrogant. Yeah.
No, go ahead, man. That's
absolutely, man. I really hope they do it with some aggression, not arrogance, because it's arrogance to put a bunch of retreads out here and run them out there on opening day, and then come and head us with an excuse. No, you got to where you wanted to get. You had to make the investment to be able to get there, and I hope that that's not the lesson that's learned in this. You needed to take a shot on some guys who might be 4-month rentals. and taking a shot on those guys who were former month rentals got you to within 9 outs of the World Series.
Hell yeah. It's a tough one.
And you do. Sure is, man. Sure is. What's the over and under that Indy is dancing up the floor like a maniac right now?
We got the over big time. Over big time. Shout out to the wonderful couple, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. The team that makes the partnership that makes Available Podcast Services, Indy and Darby. Once again, today is their wedding day. That's the reason why we're not live, because the mothership is shut down. The mothership is should be doing the electric slide right now. Who am I kidding? In Nashville, they doing the Cotton Eye Joe. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh man. Well, all good things have to come to an end, man, and so is the story of the 2025 Mariners.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It was a great ride, man. I'm really disappointed they came up short, but with some strategic moving, there's no reason the Mariners can't make another serious run at this thing in the next couple of years.
Are they in a position to put the big bad wolf in South Texas behind them right now?
Well,
because let's be honest, man, the Astros are kind of a mess. The Astros, I mean, not the Astros, the Angels are kind of a mess. The Angels are kind of a mess. At least we haven't done what they've done and waste a guy who should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer's career. The A's, man, they just the A's are almost like a minor league team within the major league system. That a lot of those guys are going to end up in other teams in a couple years, and they're just going to keep finding cheap guys who come up and perform, and just keep getting bought out by other teams. And I'm okay with that. You still got the $750 million infield in Texas, but to me, Simeon hasn't been doing enough to keep up his part of that. And Corey has a lot of injuries. What makes the Astros is kind of aging kind of fast. And we have closed the competitive gap with them over the last 2-3 years. Do we come into this with the aggression that it's our time to take over the West? Or does Jerry get cocky and think that they can just piece it together with?
Or if ownership doesn't want to spend the money. Like, it can be the front office or ownership. But either one could fuck it up, though. Either one could.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Scary hours ahead as we move towards the winter meetings. But I'm a fan of baseball, and I'm going to try to enjoy as much of the World Series as possible. I did send out a text to our off-mic conversation on Friday night. And I'll be honest, man, that is the most emptiest feeling I've ever had watching a World Series game, looking at the screen saying that should have been us.
Well, we thought it would be, but that's how it goes, man. That's the fun of it, is that most of the time it's not going to end in triumph.
Pain in despair, man. Pain in despair. Talks, anything else you got for the people tonight as we put the nail in the coffin on the 2025 Mariner season?
I'm just going to say next week and going forward, we're going to start looking forward into the future, RG, because I think that there is a lot of ways the Mariners can improve. So we're going to really cook up on the hot stove league this year, man, because I firmly believe between the farm system, between a couple of players. You didn't hear, you might have heard it here, Archie. I see Randy Arozarena and JP Crawford on expiring contracts. We got Luis Castillo with 2 years left in big money. We could see some rather shocking trades, possibly. We'll find out as the months unfold.
Well, Mitch Witch is off the books.
And Solano, man, that's 30 million.
That's Solano. Ball's in your court, front office. Ball's in your court. Do we bounce back like the 04 Red Sox? Or are we the 2009 Orlando Magic? This has been My Oh My, it's another sports podcast brought to you by the good folks at Vaded Podcast Service. Again, big shout out to our super producer, Indy, who's the driving force behind what we do. And we're thankful that you have decided to make me and Ty one of the diamonds in your crown when it comes to your podcast services. Big shout out to you and Darby tonight for doing the thing, man. Congratulations, love, happiness, and all that other shit. Also, a shout out to our partners at Romantic About Baseball for making us part of the Baseball Lovers Alliance. We might have been the longest rocking show that they had because a lot of those guys were packed up and out of here, buddy. And the Mariner had a chance to take a deep run into the playoffs. But a big shout out to them and all of their support as well, too. Our social media director, Miss Katie Matsumoto, thank you for all your help and all your hard work in helping us keep an online presence and all the support that you give us. Don't forget, the recording of this episode do drop Tuesday mornings where you like to get your favorite podcast services, where you like to get your favorite podcast selections from. We will be live next week. Actually, you know what? It's my hard out week because of my work schedule. So Ty will be holding down the wheels of steel, Ty and Indy, and we'll see if we can get a guest spot to come in and chop it up with us. For those of you who rock with us live on YouTube, we try to go live every Sunday at 5:30 Pacific Time PM, and we look forward to joining you again next week. The guy on the side of the screen, even though you can't see him because this is a podcast only today, that's the homie Ty Talks, representing Lake Stevens, Washington. Again, a big shout out to Nashville, Tennessee, where Vaden Podcast Services is from. You guys deserve your celebration tonight. I'm just a disappointed Mariner fan holding it down in the Cinco Settle Cinco. I'm your dude, RG. This has been another episode of My Oh My. It's another sports podcast.